A little bit of a different setting here at the Airbnb in Marbella. Let's get it. Look, there are 5 tiers of making money as a man. You can see them visually on the screen now. I want you to identify, looking at them now, what tier are you currently in and where would you like to be? Because in this video, we're gonna take a look at the different stages you must progress through in order to reach that top tier. So regardless of where you are now, you will know exactly what needs to be done in order to make that jump to the next level. Stage 1, I got a job. So if you're in this stage right now, you're only capable of making tier 1 income. Nothing above that is going to be possible. That being said, every millionaire that you know and every poor person that you know as well has experienced this stage. We all have to go through it. So for example, I used to work a stage 1 job as a valet working for restaurants in downtown Boston, parking the customers' cars. And I think I made like $4 an hour, which is shit, but there were good tips. Like some nights I'd come home with $100 or $250 in cash in my pocket. And that felt good. When you're in stage 1, thousands of dollars feels like a lot of money. Like if I told you I was going to deposit $3,000 into your bank account right now and you're in stage 1, that's a game changer for you. That's a big day. Some other stage 1 jobs I've done in the past include working a retail job at a sporting goods store, selling people tennis shoes, and also doing moving jobs, moving furniture and shit around. And the issue with these types of jobs is that they are a fucking trap. You're only making enough money to keep getting by. Of course, you have to keep making that money or you won't be able to pay your paychecks, but you're never making enough to truly exhale and have security. At that point, I had naturally lower confidence with women because I know they wanted a guy making more money than me. I also didn't even have enough to take them out on dates, really. And just in general, I had lower self-esteem at that point because I felt less than other guys that were making more than me. I want you to think of this basically as unskilled labor. You're working a job that anyone else can do, but that's not always the case because maybe you're a personal trainer and even you're quite skilled, but you're working for a local gym where you're only able to earn, $25 per hour. Even if you're really good in that environment, you're still gonna be stuck in stage 1. If you're here right now, the mindset needs to be moving out of this stage as fast as humanly possible. I would basically cut all of your spending that is not 100% necessary and only invest into opportunities that will help you advance to the next stages. Stage 2, career money. So if you're in this stage, you're working a career that allows you to reach tier 2 income. And in most cases, you can advance to tier 3 income. And in some rare cases, you can even get to tier 4. For myself, this is when I landed my first career job as a software engineer, making around $60K per year was the starting salary I had. And bro, immediately this changed my life. Even after a few months, I was saving up thousands and thousands of dollars in my bank account for the first time ever. And it felt good, man. No longer was I constantly stressed about finances. I had money to go on trips when I wanted to. Fuck, that's when I bought my first car. And with my dating life, this is when I finally unlocked access to like truly attractive women. Because when you have a stage 2 career, they're actually gonna fucking take you seriously now.
Yeah, from a girl's perspective, this is literally the first question we ask on a first date. What do you do for work? And if he has a stage 1 job, he's working at a coffee shop or a Target, it's not very attractive because there's nowhere to go from there. You're not going to be making a lot of money. She's not going to feel super secure and safe with you. But if you have a career job, immediately she starts playing in her mind oh, he's on a mission. He can work his way up and make more money. He's a high value man and it's just way more attractive.
Yeah, and in 2024, I think a lot of men are getting this message from the internet and social media that if I'm not running my own business, then I'm not a high value man. But if we're being real, some of us prefer to learn a skill and then to get paid by somebody else to do that skill well. Some of us value having that structure. It just feels helpful for us and we're not interested right now in having the additional stress and responsibility of creating and managing a business. But you gotta have a skill to get to stage 2. Without a valuable skill, you're always gonna be stuck in stage 1. Now, one career I recommend to many guys is sales because it's a valuable skill that will help you down the line if you do start a business. It can also be one of the highest paying careers and it helps you level up your communication skills, which is crucial for dating. So if you're currently working a stage 1 job and you want to advance to a stage 2 career, a quick and affordable way to make that happen without any prior experience or college degree is with Course Careers, the sponsor of today's video. Basically, the way it works is you go through an online course that teaches you everything required in order to land your first entry-level position in that career. For example, one of their recent graduates is Josh. He was a 21-year-old dropout working at Target, then he took the Course Careers Technology Sales course. That allowed him to get hired by a large healthcare technology company, making $70K per year, and within 1 year he was promoted and is now making over $100K a year working fully remotely. So if you want to check that out, you can click the first link in description to go to Course Careers. You can see the different courses that they offer and start one of their completely free intro courses today. Click that link, check it out. Now, before we advance to stage 3, I want you to think of stages 1 and 2 being connected, and then separately stages 3, 4, and 5 being linked together as well. They're kind of separate from each other, but at the same time, they're not. You see, stages 3, 4, and 5 are for men who right now feel the next correct step is to start their own business. For me, this happened about 1 year after working that software engineering job. I just got this itch that I wanted to create my own path. I wanted to start doing my own thing versus being paid by someone else, even if it meant that at first I made less money. That's just what I wanted to do. So for those of you who feel the same way, maybe you're working a stage 2 career like I was. Maybe you're still working a stage 1 job, but you want to make that leap. Well, you can, it's possible, but only if you implement the next stages in this exact order. There are no shortcuts here. Stage 3, skill acquisition. So this stage is probably the most frustrating one because you're not going to make any money directly in stage 3. Because of that, a lot of guys try and skip this and go right to stage 4. I tried to skip it at first, but it doesn't fucking work. If you want to have your own business, it must be done. So look, in order to land that career as a software engineer, I had to first have the skill of knowing how to code. As we explored, without a high demand skill, you will never make more than tier 1 income. A business owner is never going to pay you any real money. Well, guess what? In order to start your own business, you better fucking have a skill as well, or else what's the business gonna be, bro? For me, while I was working the software job, I learned the skill of personal training. I bought the NASM textbook, I studied it, I took online courses, and then I passed the test to get my certification. That was a process that took several months. There's a lot of dudes out there that just want to be a personal trainer without actually developing the skill. They just think, oh, I work out and go to the gym so I can be a personal trainer. Anyway, once I got that certification, I quit my career in software and I transitioned to another career, really, in personal training. I was working for a gym, working for someone else. And during that career, I had to push myself to learn the skill of sales. I had to approach gym members and sell them on personal training with me. So what did I do? Well, at first I just fell flat on my face and I was kind of awkward about it. Then I realized I had to develop the skill. So I started reading all of these different sales books and psychology books. I started testing and implementing different techniques until I was able to make consistent sales. A lot of personal trainers out there, they have the knowledge and they can train a client very well, but they never learn how to sell, so they never make any money. And also during that time, I knew that eventually I wanted to try YouTube, so I started learning the skill of video editing. I bought some different online courses and started editing videos. I also bought several online courses from big YouTube creators at the time that taught me the different aspects of YouTube, from thumbnail creation to SEO to creating the proper video structure and understanding the different metrics. It's also a skill that I had to acquire. If you want to get to your own business, you have to be like a fucking sponge. I was like a sponge for 3 or 4 years, absorbing any information that I could, taking as many courses that I could, and just trying to learn the skills. So my challenge for you right now, I want you to drop a comment below the video. Think about what is the business that you would like to start, and then identify what is the first skill that you must acquire in order to make that a reality. Comment below the video the business you want to start and the skill that you're going to start learning now. Stage 4, the side hustle. So when you first start a side hustle, you'll be in tier 1 income, but you can progress to tier 2 and to tier 3 even. Once you get beyond that, it's time to move to the next stage. Now, it's gonna make sense to begin your side hustle while you're still working your stage 1 job or your stage 2 career. And the mindset that I had at this point was, all right, I'm ready to try and make some money on my own. Let's see what we can do. And hopefully in the somewhat near future, I can make enough that I'm able to quit my job. But if you're in a spot where you just need to make some extra cash right now, this is not the path for you. It's gonna take at least 3 to 6 months to even start building a little bit of your own income. And the basic idea of a side hustle, I want you to think of it as you're going to start your own business just on a very small, minimal scale, like the smallest business possible. My first side hustle that actually made any money was self-publishing ebooks on Amazon.com. The first book I wrote was called The Book of Alpha. 30 rules I followed to radically enhance my confidence, charisma, productivity, success in life. What a fucking banger, man. What a fucking banger, man. And this was really a combination of the skills I developed up until that point. Sales, a book is basically selling other people on your ideas. Everything I learned from personal training allowed me to make more clear instructions people could follow. Not to mention the years leading up to that, I had pushed myself through a lot of rejection to build the skill of talking to women with confidence. And after about 6 months, I'd published 4 or 5 books, and I was starting to make anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 per month from that Amazon side hustle. A different side hustle that I see a lot of guys having success with in 2024 is video editing. There's so many people trying to create their own content right now, and every content creator, at least most of them, they're hiring editors to do the work for them, or at least to take their long form content and to make it into these digestible, vertical videos that can go on Instagram or YouTube Shorts. And one very important piece of advice for your first side hustle: please start with something digital, like a service that you're providing or some coaching or something. A lot of people want to create a physical product and sell that. What you might not realize is that takes significantly more expenses. You also have to warehouse and ship the orders. It's hard to make that profitable versus an online service. Stage 5, a legit business. So a legit business will make you tier 4 or tier 5 income and beyond. There's no fucking ceiling on a business. However, if right now you think that you have a business, but you're making below tier 4, well, I hate to tell you, bro, that's not a business in my eyes. That's still some type of side hustle. But once you reach tier 4, once you're making 80K per year for yourself, well, now you have this proof of concept. Whatever you're doing, it can be scaled from there. You can either create systems and hire people that allow you to reach more and more clients, making more and more money, or maybe you don't. Maybe you just raise your price and you charge the few clients you're working with a much higher premium, because now you're that top tier dude and you can command that price. So for example, when I started my clothing brand, Edge Lifestyle, which by the way, we got a new collection coming next week. The shirt I'm rocking right now, the Shadow Tee, dropping in black, cream, olive, and gray. It's got this premium texture that elevates it over basic tees. We're also bringing back our light blue premium denim jeans that sold out in minutes last time. Perfect fit, not too baggy, not too tight. And also restocking our essential tee that just enhances your physique. And also our movement joggers, my go-to everyday pants. That's coming next Monday. You can click the second link in description to get early access to that drop. But Edge Lifestyle, like every other business I started, it was a side hustle at first. The first 3 or 4 drops that we did, we had all the clothes lied out in our apartment in downtown Boston, taking up the whole apartment, and we packaged and shipped those one by one ourselves. And they kept selling out. We started with like 400 units, then we did 800, and I think the last one we did from the apartment was 1,600 units. All of them selling out within a couple weeks. Well, at that point, I had the proof of concept and I was able to move it from a side hustle to a business. The first thing I did was I found a fulfillment warehouse where now we ship our clothing to them instead of to our apartment or to our house, and they handle receiving, organizing, and shipping out the orders as they come. Of course, I pay them quite a bit to do that, but it allows us to scale the business and reach far more customers. And then we got into paid advertising, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of y'all have seen our ads yourself on Facebook or Instagram, and that allows us to acquire more customers. Of course, we're paying to acquire those customers, so we're not making as much of a profit, at least on that first order. But by creating the right content that effectively sells these clothing items, again, everything goes back to that skill of sales, we're able to leverage all of this to continually grow the business year after year after year. The first year, we probably made about 100K, but very quickly from there, within just 2 or 3 years, we surpassed 1 million per year and have continued to grow. If you become a top tier video editor, you're gonna start to have a lot of demands from your clients, and they're gonna refer you to other clients because your work is so good. And at that point, you can start to hire different video editors to work underneath you, and now you've scaled and it's gone from a side hustle to a business. The point here, bro, is that there's a fucking method to the madness. There is a predictable system you can follow by going through the stages we explored in this video that will allow you to go from wherever you're at now to wherever you want to get to. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen next week. It's going to require learning some new skills. It's going to require failing, trying new things, and continuing to not give up and to pivot. But there's more and more new millionaires every single year. The proof is in the pudding. It's fucking possible. I've done it. Countless of my friends have done it as well, and you could be the next one. Now, as we mentioned many times in this video, being able to effectively communicate and sell is probably the #1 skill you need to learn as a man. That being said, I know that a lot of y'all are introverts and you can struggle with that naturally. And that's why you need to watch this video next. It is about how to be silently attractive, 12 cheat codes for introverts. Click there to watch that now. If you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week. You don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.